Hello, Dance. Welcome to the Newo Wellness podcast, a space to grow and nourish all aspects of self. I'm your host, Haley Rose. A little bit about myself. I was born and raised in North Battleford, Saskatchewan. I represent Mosquito, Grizzly, Bearhead, Lean Man First Nation, and Red Pheasant First Nation. I'm also the youth representative for Newo Wellness. We are so excited to be able to start this podcast. It has been a dream for Newo Wellness, and today's episode is just going to be about our ambassadors here that will be joining us very soon, our special guests, Cree and Trent. But I actually have, I wonder if, hey, Shayna, do you want to come say a couple words?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Okay. Awesome.
I'll say a couple words. Hi, everyone. I'm Shayna. Shayna Thomas Nindisnikas and Dochia Kinnison Soto First Nation. I grew up in Roster and have been in Saskatoon for the past about 10 years. And I'm really excited to be on the podcast with our host, Haley, here. Some of you may or may not know, but Newo Wellness HQ is partly in my house, so I might be stepping on here a few times just to kind of say hello and just conversate about wellness and how we can share this gift with others.
That was a lovely introduction. I think she just rocked that. If you guys were tuning in, you would know that Shayna was going to be on the podcast.
Anyways, but
right from the beginning, which is, but Shayna, I am so glad that she came onto this podcast because originally we were just going to have two of the ambassadors, a male and a female, come on here. And, we tried to talk our other founder into coming on. And I'm just glad that Shayna is able to share the space with me tonight and introduce the Newo Wellness podcast. But with that, I am excited to introduce to you our first guest. She will be coming on, Creedence Nighttraveller, all the way from Red Pheasant First Nation and currently living in Whitecap. Welcome, Creedence.
Hello, how's it going?
Good. How are you doing, Cree?
Good.
How you feeling?
Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but that's what comes with growth and everything else. So let's do it.
Awesome. So do you want to just introduce yourself and maybe who you are, where you come from, and let the viewers know a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I grew up in the reserve, Red Pheasant, for about 14 years, and then we moved to get a better education and to pursue sports and stuff like that. So I've been in Saskatoon for the past, I think, 12 years now. And now I currently live in the Newo headquarters out in Whitecap, which I love. It's awesome. It's been great. And I've been here for a bit.
Awesome. Yeah, Creedence, we actually live together, guys. She's actually at my house right now. Awesome. Thank you for coming on. Now we're going to introduce to you guys Trent Moberly, all the way from Birch Narrows. Welcome, Trent.
Hello. How are
Hi,
you
Trent.
guys?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome.
Great.
Awesome. So do you just want to introduce yourself and maybe talk a little bit about where you came from and let the viewers know who you are?
Sounds good. I'm Trent. I'm originally from Birch Narrows, Dene Nation. I lived there for 18 years growing up, and then I moved here to Saskatoon to further my education to start my career off. And I've been here for about 9 years so far. So it's been good.
9 years. And Trent, what do you do again, sir?
I'm actually a paramedic.
A paramedic.
Just currently finishing up my advanced care. So went back to school to get a higher level now.
We're so proud of you, Trent.
You've got this.
Thank
You
you.
do amazing things. So Creedence is a female ambassador for Newo Wellness, but Creedence, she does so much more than just, show off the clothes and wear them and whatnot. She does way more than that. And Trent also is a male ambassador. And he's, been there right from the get-go. And we love you guys so much. And yeah, thank you so much for coming on and having this conversation with us today. Shayna, do you want to start us off and just Newo Wellness and maybe introduce it and maybe why you started it? And yeah, a little bit background of Newo Wellness.
Yeah, I'd love to. So last year we got together because in the midst of COVID, we were looking for ways to provide tools to support people. Mental health, especially, and from our own experiences, is something that we found that we need more support. Of course, physical, spiritual, and intellectual health as well. So we kind of founded our brand using the medicine wheel as a guide to help others in nourishing all aspects of self. We tend to see the big push for physical wellness, which is great, but without balancing the other aspects, spiritual, intellectual, and emotional, we don't have that well-rounded, that well-balanced lifestyle that we believe can really make people the happiest and healthiest individuals that they can. Last year was a really big growing year, and I'm so proud of how much we've done in the last year. Looking forward, we have lots of exciting things, especially working with our women and our youth that we're looking forward to. Big golf tournament on June 2nd. We'd love to see some of you out there. And yeah, just lots of really exciting opportunities to come, and always just guided by that model of the holistic wellness and ensuring that we're trying to balance ourselves, because even myself, I noticed that when my own medicine wheel isn't balanced, like if my spiritual wellness kind of falls to the back burner, my whole medicine wheel kind of gets unbalanced. So trying to maintain balance in all of those aspects of self is something that we really encourage others to do as well.
So how would you say that you balance your medicine wheel then?
For me, a tool that we've made is a self-care menu where we can list a whole bunch of tools, tips, strategies, things that you can do for each aspect of self. So what I do is kind of pick a couple here and there for each aspect of self. And it's really cool because there's something for everyone, something that they can take from the physical, from the emotional, spiritual, intellectual, and they can make their own kind of self-care menu. But for myself, I like to move every day. I like to stretch, do yoga, do resistance training.
Shayna is incredibly strong. Like Shayna, I remember the first time that I met Shayna, and probably for you guys too. I was like, whoa. I was like, I think I gotta start working out because she's making my arms look a little tiny.
Well, thank you.
Shayna is incredibly strong, and she does yoga. And I know that has to do yoga, especially her as a instructor. Yeah, Creedence is already like, have a lot of strength. You need to have that ab strength and the back, and you know, like, yeah. So Shayna does a really good job at movement and staying active, going for walks, or she's working out at the gym, or she's doing yoga. Man, she even does cool yoga workshops, and I think that's amazing, and that perfectly balances your medicine wheel. But
Haley.
Trent works out too. Like, I'm always seeing Trent posting on his Instagram. Creedence, a boxer. Maybe you guys want to share some of the things that you do to balance your medicine wheel?
Sure, I'll go first. Well, growing up in Red Pheasant, I was fortunate enough to grow up around ceremony and being traditional. So I feel like living in the city, you kind of get caught up in that fast life and like always moving quick and go. So I was fortunate enough to like have that home fire back in Red Pheasant where I can like go to my sister and my dad's house and just hang out, build a fire, go for walks, go for runs, and attend ceremony. Like this past weekend, we hosted our round dance. And so I feel like that's a way for me to be grounded and to remember like where I come from and who I'm surrounded by and what really matters in life, which is family. So for me, like balancing my medicine wheel comes from like a family. Like I'm very family oriented. So, but also boxing too. Boxing has been really a big outlet for me for balancing physical aspect of it. So I just feel like when I'm away from boxing, I just feel like I'm kind of like all over the place. You know, I start doing things, are my routines off? Or I start like sleeping in when I'm like, I should, like, usually I'm up at 6 a.m. I'm gone and ready at the gym by like 7, you know? So it's like, it kind of just messes it up. So that's why I need to like always make sure I go home to like rejuvenate, reconnect, and remember who I am and where I come from, and make sure that like I'm good to go. Because obviously everyone has bad days, everyone has off weeks and stuff. So just make sure like it just doesn't have like an effect of your routine, because that's how people fall off and bad habits come into play. And everybody's human, you know, like everybody makes mistakes and stuff. So it's like, as long as you know what you want and where you want to go, like you'll be fine, you'll be okay.
I love that. I love that you walk with, you know, that cultural aspect in your life. And I know even for me too, like it's hard to access that. It's hard to attend ceremony all the time. And even myself, like just being an urban res kid, I lack that part of my life, that cultural aspect, that spiritual aspect of my medicine wheel. And now that I'm older and I'm learning, I've always tried to pick that up again and practice that again, to fully nourish all aspects of self. And I love that you're doing that, and you know, getting that cultural aspect into your life, because that is a big part of our identity as Indigenous people. And so to attend ceremony, whether it's a sweat, whether it's a round dance, powwow, that is extremely influential on who we are, and to find ourselves, and also to find the motivation as well to want to do physical activity, to want to go to the gym, asking for that guidance when, you know, you attend ceremony or whatnot. But it's extremely motivating having you in the house. And I can say that for sure, because watching you get up and be out the door, and, you know, you're ready to go boxing or you're going to the gym, it inspires me. And it makes me want to, you know, go do that as well. And or I see Trent post on an Instagram post and he's at the gym. And I'm like, Haley, you need to get up, go to the gym, maybe do something for yourself. Maybe you want to do a little dancing, because I like dancing. Whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, it's important to have people around you to motivate you. And that's what Creedence does for me. She motivates me, and you know, I have her to thank you, and I probably don't tell you that enough, but it is true. And it's always nice to have friends or family who are uplifting you to do that, right? Because it's hard to do that all by yourself, to want to get up every day and go to the gym or go boxing or go for a run, whatever it might be. It's difficult to find that motivation for sure. Trent, though, I want to, you know, hear a little bit about what you might do to nourish all aspects of self, of the medicine wheel. Thank you, Cree.
So like Cree, like she like attended ceremonies and stuff. So me growing up, my grandfather used to always take me to sweats and stuff. But like since I've grown older and moved away, I haven't actually attended any, unfortunately. But they were always great. Like they were very, very good for me. I felt like it was very relaxing. It just, I think like, yeah, I found it very, very comforting actually being in there with stuff and listening to the drums and whatnot. But for me, like balancing my wheel, like Creedence said, having a schedule, like I always have to have a schedule. If I don't have a schedule, I feel like it's off, and then I don't know what to do and whatnot. So usually like I like Haley said, everyone else, like I go to the gym basically every day. I have to move. I have to keep moving. Like I don't like sitting in one place. I'm always on the go. And yeah, then just like basically also taking time to yourself, making sure that you give yourself time, because you can't like help others if you can't help yourself. So and
I love that. You can't help others. Wait, repeat that again.
You can't help others if you aren't helping yourself.
I want to get this right. You can't help
others
Okay.
if you aren't helping yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's true. And just in the same kind of sentiment, when you do work on yourself with your relationship with yourself, it helps to nourish relationships with others, and vice versa. When you do work on relationships with others, that helps you with that relationship with self. So it's really beautiful to see the work that people do on themselves kind of just expand exponentially outward.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes you feel so much better, and like you have a better energy, like you glow, like, and especially if you're feeling good about yourself, you glow.
Mhm.
Everyone notices it. So
For sure. Yeah, I try for myself. I think like doing my makeup in the morning, or like whether it's my hair or like just maybe a little skincare routine in the morning. I think that's a big part of taking care of myself, because that just, that personally makes me feel good knowing that, I'm getting up in the morning and I'm getting ready, whether I shower. That is important to me. And if I know if I don't do that, or if I don't get up in the morning and just do that little scheduled routine that I have for the rest of the day, I'm lazy, or I don't want to do anything, or I'm like, I don't want to go out. My town clothes aren't on. My eyelashes aren't on. No, just kidding. But seriously, that's how it is. And it can throw me off, right? Like if I don't.
exactly.
And it's probably like that for people, whether like you need a coffee or, you know what I mean? Like everyone is different, right? And
it's like
I know
brushing your
I'm
teeth.
messed up the rest of the day.
You don't brush your teeth.
Yeah, brush your teeth every morning, everyone.
Yes. If you don't brush your teeth, it's like, okay, well, is my breath gonna stink? Like, you're gonna start wondering about it all day. So if you keep your schedule, you're good.
Yeah.
Wellness is obviously extremely important. So I just want to know, like, what does wellness mean to you? Like, when I say wellness, what does that mean to you?
For me, my idea of wellness is always evolving. 10 years ago, it would have been going to the gym, fitness, aesthetics would have been in there. Now, wellness, I have a broader picture of, because I've been able to see representation of wellness in various ways. So to me, wellness is an opportunity to live a long and happy, healthy life. Of course, there's things that happen to us that are out of our control, but we do have lots that is in our control. And we are more powerful than we think. And we have the power of self-sovereignty, autonomy, and choice. So just making better choices for yourself, which then helps the people around you.
Mm-hmm.
Wellness to me also means community and that spiritual aspect. So if we're doing the work, that's all fine and dandy, but without the community piece and without the support around you, it's near impossible, or it's very difficult to maintain that work. Just to keep doing the work. So making sure that you have a supportive community is also a big part of wellness for me right now too.
And I love that. And actually today, a friend said community over competition. And I just thought that was super, super powerful.
Yeah.
And, it's 3 words and it speaks far, just community over competition. And I think a lot of people have noticed that what Newo Wellness does was it created a community. And it brought me to Trent, and it brought me to Creedence, and it brought me to Shayna here. And that's what Newo Wellness does. That's what Newo Wellness is, to kinship, right? And Cree would be Wakotowin, family, right? That we're all related. And so that we all have to respect each other, uplift each other, because we are family. This is what we do. This is what Newo Wellness is about, to uplift one another and to share those values together, respect one another, because we all are helping each other at the end of the day. We want to better ourselves as individuals. We want to become the best versions that we possibly can be. And I just had to throw that in there because, like, look it, I have 3 amazing other friends through community. And actually when I first came to Saskatoon, that's when I basically met you guys. I met Shayna in the summer, and I was just moving to Saskatoon here, and here we are. It's just like crazy. It's just right. Like
Now we're roommates. Like, what the heck?
now we live together and we share towels. We share hairbrushes. Oh, I'm just kidding.
Towels, I would say.
Well, we share toilet paper, so we're pretty close. But yeah, what does wellness mean to you guys? So we just kind of ranted here, but we want to hear from you.
For me, I feel like wellness, now that I'm getting older and really valuing friendship and everything else, but I'm really paying attention to my mental health. I noticed that like you can be the most fittest person in the world, but if you're not taking care of like the inside, then the outside doesn't really matter, you know, because like then that's how you treat people. If you're not feeling good about yourself, then you're not treating other people very well. And I just feel like me being a mother, I really have to pay attention to that part of my life, because like how I parent and how I feel, that's how I'm going to parent her. And then that's how that generation is going to keep on going. So I'm trying my best to be a good mom and try to balance all that together and trying to show her like there's other ways to cope with things that happen to you and when you're a kid, or how you deal with things. Like there's different ways to go about that. So I just feel like mental health is a really big thing for me. Like I tell my daughter, like, yeah, I can't pick you up from school today because she always asks why. So I'm like, well, because I have therapy at 2:30. So you're gonna have to go home and cook them. So she knows like, well, what's therapy? And so I tell her what it is, like not what I talk about, but like what it's about, why I'm doing it. So, and then I just explain to her. And I think that's a good thing for me on my part, because me being a single mom, like she always wants to know where I'm at, what I'm doing. So I just want to be that transparency of like just telling her what I'm about, what I'm doing, where I'm going and stuff like that. So yeah, so I've been really paying attention to mental health this past I think 2 years now. I've been really paying attention to that. Even journaling is a big thing for me as well. And even just writing down my goals on a whiteboard and stuff like that, that really helps me a lot too. And for her to see that, like when she wakes up too, she sees the same whiteboard as I do. And it was actually pretty crazy because like last night I was cleaning up our room and stuff, and I happened to see like this little paper where it's an encouragement board. And it was
so mad at you. She heard you talking about this.
So
I know she's like so mad at me. She's like, how come you said
Nobody tell her.
Oh my god, it was so cute. I should have took a picture of it because like it was so like I literally wanted to cry because I was like, wow, like literally like the little small things that I'm doing around here, it's like already coming into her little head. And like on that encouragement paper that she was writing, it was like, no bad days, you can do it. Like all these different words. And I was just like, oh my goodness, Sienna, you're gonna be freaking dope. Like yeah. So for me,
well, monkey see, monkey do.
Exactly. So if I'm good up here, then she's gonna be good up there too. So I'm like, mental health wins for the win for sure.
I think that's really important too, that you talk about the therapy piece, which is something that has really helped me. And I think that there's still a stigma about talk therapy. So yeah, it's really important. You might have coverage too. So if you're thinking about therapy, I totally recommend talk therapy.
There's literally tons of options out there and it's free. So.
That I also want to bring that up with Trent then, because I know that there is a stigma for mental health for men. And a lot of that does come through toxic masculinity as well, where when the way that we perceive men to be tough, and that they have to be strong, and that they can't show any sort of emotion that's vulnerable. And I know with this pandemic, it has affected us all greatly. Like when I do public speaking now, I have a stutter and I'm like, like I never used to have that, right? And I know that throughout this pandemic, it has affected me greatly. And I know the male people in my life, the male individuals in my life as well have been affected by this pandemic. So Trent, maybe you want to talk about what wellness means to you and as a male.
Yeah, so basically along the same lines, taking care of yourself. And yes, mental health is something that's super up there, especially like for me, like I have to make sure that my mind is in the right place at all the times, especially because I work emergency services. And the stigma in emergency services with like just mental health in general is super high. And a lot of times people don't reach out, but there's always services for everyone to reach out to. And it doesn't have to be like a therapist, it could be a friend, someone you trust, a family member, just talking to someone and not balling up on the inside, because that's when it's going to get to you. It's going to like take advantage of you. So like getting on top of it and like just being open with it is probably the best thing you can do, because a lot of times if you don't, you could just sit in your room all day, and there's so much more out there. There's so much more you can do with yourself. So like for me, I balance my mental health by actually going to the gym. I find it very relaxing and stuff, and it just keeps me balanced and everything. So like if I'm having a rough day or something, I'll go to the gym or I'll go for a walk. I'll just do something to keep busy and like just finding the better things in life to worry about other than things that shouldn't even be thought of and whatnot. So and then just nourishing your body to be its full potential eventually. So because there's always so much more you can do.
Yeah, constantly working on yourself, trying to maintain that balance in your life. And yeah, I love that. I love your guys' responses. And you guys do a good job at staying active, and yeah, that's extremely important. But that goes to follow. Okay, so there is Newo Wellness reps the Mio Pamatsuen. Mio?
Yeah.
Mio Pamatsuen. I need the res accent. Creedence? Cute.
Oma. Just kidding.
Oma. Igual. Yeah, what does that mean to you, and what inspires you guys? Well, maybe we'll start with Shayna.
Sure.
Like, what inspires you to live the good life?
For myself, I've been working with youth. I joke, even though I am youth, I've been working with youth for about just over a decade now. Started working at White Buffalo Youth Lodge as a youth worker, summer student. And then that kind of influenced my education, went to school to be an early years educator. So I've been a teacher for the last 6 years, and the love that the children bring me and the youth and their excitement about the world and just seeing the opportunities that they have in their lives. That's what inspires me greatly to live Mio Pamatsuen, or in my language, Mino Pamatsuen in Nakaway. Because we have a responsibility to leave the earth, leave these places and spaces that we take up better than the last generation. So I know, thinking about with our climate and everything, we have a lot of work to do, but overall it's for the youth, and that's what inspires me to do what I do. And also, I guess, all my relations too, but especially the youth.
I'm her inspiration. Yeah, Shayna's so cute. She has her teacher voice, and I just love it. That's how I know she just has like the biggest heart, biggest sweetheart, and
thank you.
I love
That's
it.
so sweet. Thank you.
I think it's just,
But I think you're really nice, and she's so kind and funny. But she is. I'm just so grateful to be surrounded by amazing people.
I think I have to go home. Creedence, can you pick me up? I'm gonna cry.
We love a good happy cry. We love it.
Yeah, I cry lots.
Oh, me too. But good tears.
Good tears. Okay, Cree, sorry. The humor in us natives here. That's the best of us.
Mio Pamatsuen. I think for me, living the good life is for my girl. Obviously, like my daughter, she's the number one thing for me. I feel like she's my responsibility until I'm no longer on this earth. So I feel like I need to take care of myself so I can take care of her and live that good life and show her that just because I'm a mom doesn't mean that I have to give up everything for her, but also I'm showing her that I'm taking care of myself so I can take care of you and we can have a good life together.
Yeah.
So I feel like sharing that with her is like the main priority and the main objective of my life now, because she chose me to be her mom. the creator did. So I feel like I'm taking on that role of her protection, her guidance, and her everything. So I feel like I have to be good with myself so I can be good for her, and we'll crush this together.
I love that. Yeah, you are a great mom. I have to tell you that.
Yeah.
You are a great mom, and just watching you and the way that you raise Sienna, even the individual that Sienna is, who she portrays, who she is, that's just a big representation of the mother that you are. And she's gifted in so many ways. She's a rock star. She's extremely gifted in many ways. She's incredibly flexible, and it makes me want to work with
She's always around the house.
Yeah, she's always flipping around the house, and she's just, she is a gift. And I mean, I'm not a mother, but I know that if I was a mother, it would I would carry the same values that you do with your daughter. And yeah, I admire that. But to cut you off there, Trent.
What inspires me is honestly everyone, because you see people trying out there, you see people achieving goals, and people look at you always watching. They see you achieving your goals, they see you trying different things, they see you living a good life, and it inspires them to live the same good life. It inspires them to go do things that they never thought they could do. So seeing people and the potential that they do have is what inspires me to live the same life and just go further and further, because there's so much out there. There's so much you can do. There's so much you can learn. So just keep going, and everyone will follow along, or you can follow everyone else, or you can be the leader, whatever you choose to do.
Does that intimidate you that somebody's watching all the time?
Oh no, I love when people watch me. Not when I sleep though, not when I sleep.
Yeah, I love when people are watching.
Yes. I mean, there's people watching us now, so.
Also, I just wanted to mention out there that it's really important to us as well that we engage with the people that are watching. So if you have any questions along the way, feel free to comment down below and let us know what's up. And comment where you're from. Maybe, tell us what inspires you to live the good life, or how do you practice the medicine wheel in your life. And what else do we cover? What does wellness mean to you? And I want you guys to interact with us as well, and share with us, because it is about community. And we did mention that earlier, that this is what we do. This is what Newo Wellness is about. Lifting each other up, bouncing ideas off of each other, supporting one another, because somebody's always watching. Just kidding.
Always, always.
I think personally, what inspires me to live the good life is through my past experiences and everything that I've gone through life, all the struggles, all the obstacles, the battles. It just made me who I was, and who I am, who I was. It made me who I am. And just the pain that I had to go through as a young child, and every obstacle that I faced in my life, it has shaped the person that I am today. And I think that inspires me, because if I am able to conquer those sort of obstacles in my life, whether that was something that was really traumatic, or maybe it was just a little bump on the road, maybe it was just a little uncle or something, something that was something that's obviously hurt me. And I think that personally inspires me, because we are so powerful. And as Indigenous people, even our ancestors and what they had to go through for us to be here today, even with the residential school survivors and the unmarked graves that are being found, that inspires me to be better every day. And that inspires me to live the good life and to walk a good life with a good heart and good intentions. And, I always think to myself, if I made it this far already, then I can't imagine how far I'll go. And I'm super grateful for that as well, because even the people around me as well do inspire me. And like I said, Creedence inspires me, Trent inspires me. And that's the part about community and, not competing against each other, because, you could easily be like, oh my gosh, they're at the gym all the time. They should go home. But, lifting each other, they should go home. What are they doing? No, but, like lifting each other up and supporting one another, whether that's just a quick swipe and you're commenting one of those emoji thingies, or anything really, just to empower one another, because that's what we do. And when we empower each other and lift each other up, we make a difference. And yeah, it's just extremely important. And that's what inspires me to live this good life, to live a deadly life.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I guess
Good question.
we want to, sorry, I'll just bring up a comment here.
Also, hi, Mom and Dad. I have to say hi. I can't just leave them on red there.
So what is your bounce back routine? Sometimes your routine does get thrown off from big events, from mental hardship, injuries, or getting sick. How has that journey looked like for you guys? Because it's not always black and white. Mentally, it does take time.
That's a really good question.
That's it. Yeah. Thank you, Roberta, for commenting that.
I think for myself personally, what makes, when I say fall off track in quotation marks, because I don't really think there's a track. I think it's life. Sometimes you're more committed to this thing in your life, and I don't really think there's a track. But when, let's say, for example, if I miss the gym for 2 weeks, it happens here or there, a week or whatever, just understanding that breaks are normal. We all need a break from things sometimes. So understanding that breaks are normal and needed sometimes helps me to get back. And sometimes when I do feel unmotivated, I do take a break, and then I do get that extra motivation to just go hard with whatever I'm working on. But that's one little mindset frame that I like to think about when talking about bouncing back into things.
For me, I would like to add on to that. For my, I just bought a whiteboard. So when I'm feeling off track, obviously we go to the movies, we eat popcorn, whatever. We just, just fall off track, but not really. But for me to get back on track, I look at a lot of Instagram posts about quotes and stuff like that. And every time I see one when I'm feeling good, I screenshot it. And so when I know when I'm not at my best or in routine, I'll look through my camera roll and I'll remember how I felt when I took that screenshot. And so then I would write that on my whiteboard. And then that's when I'll just start okay, so I have this on my whiteboard. Okay, what do I need to get done today? It doesn't have to be the whole month or the whole 2 weeks. What am I going to do today that is going to get me back on track? And for me, it's the smallest little thing. It's crazy. For me, it's making my bed. If I just wake up, go get coffee, go about my day, and I come home and my bed is all crazy, I don't feel good. I'm okay, well, you know what? I might as well just get back in it. And then that's how I fall off track. But for me, it's just making my bed. When I wake up, I'm okay, once I make my bed, that signals the stuff in my head. It's okay, now what else can you do that's going to be productive today? Brush my teeth. Okay. Then it just happens. And then that's when it just domino effects into the whole day. So that's how I get back on track.
Yeah, I really like this.
Yeah, adding on. Sorry,
go ahead,
Shana.
No, I was just gonna say, I really love this.
Adding on.
It's so important. Oh, I'm so sorry. Trent, you go.
Adding on to the bed, I've actually started doing that too. Where I 1 second, where am I? I'm back. Okay, I got something happened to my computer.
It's okay.
Yeah, so I do that same thing, make my bed in the morning, because you achieve the first thing of the day. So, and bouncing back for me is remember where you started and see where you are now. And you have goals you want to work towards. So, and you'll see the difference. Okay, now I need to keep going for this. That's what I see. Because from before, I personally, I could say that I never had the body that I do have now. I worked my ass off basically to get here. And like, when I do feel like I don't want to go, then I remember where I was before. And like, I remember what I want now. And so I'm like, Kate, get out of bed, go do it, go get your stuff done, because no one else is going to do it for you. If you want your goals to be like achieved, you have to do it yourself. So
You have to put the work in.
Love that.
yeah.
Yeah. I had COVID last week. I know that's some personal information to share, but I'm sharing it with you guys. And that was a really big setback for me. I have finals. I had finals, and I got really sick, and it was actually a really bad strain of COVID. And I had never been so sick with COVID, even though I've had it 3 times now. And yeah, for about a week, I struggled. I couldn't even get out of bed. I couldn't even breathe. I went to the hospital. It was really hard. And I know that affected my mental health, because for the most part, I was alone, and I was, in bed all day, and I wasn't doing anything. I was just, I couldn't do anything. I was resting, but that's not normal to me. That's not my normal, to just lay in bed all day and not do anything, not trying to do work or doing school. And that was a big setback. I had finals. I was supposed to be studying with this campaign going on for FSIN. Like, it was just, I felt like very overwhelmed. And I knew that when I was going to recover over this sickness, over this virus, that I was going to have to do a lot of work, and that I was going to have to put that work in. And yeah, I'm definitely feeling it right now. So, but what I did to bounce back was I did a plan. I made a plan. I always go through my notes on my iPhone, and I write the things that I have to do. And then when I get them done, I just delete it, because I'm also really bad at forgetting things. I think it's just maybe like a ADHD, I don't know, something, but I forget. I could even like walk into a room and like, what am I doing here? What did I need? What did I need from this room? Like, and
how did I get here?
To write it down.
Who drove here?
Who are you guys?
Who are you? Who am I?
It's not that bad. Oh, she's like, I've had that moment. I've done that before. But no, definitely, like, I have to write things down, and I think that's really important to do as well. Just like Creedence says, write those things down, what you have to do, and it almost like motivates you to get it done, because it's like a to-do list. And yeah, I think it's always up to you to how you're going to get over what it might be, an injury, a hardship, or getting sick. It's definitely difficult, but it's the mindset, right? And how hard you're going to push yourself, how bad you want to get there, and how you're going to get there. So thank you, Roberta, for asking that question. So we are going to do one more thing, and I know this might be a little uncomfortable for you guys. It might be a little intimidating, and that's okay. Just shake it off. Shake it off.
What are you gonna make us do?
Shake it off. Shake it off.
I'm scared.
Shake it off. Shake it off. Yeah, you guys already know I'm really.
What are you gonna make us do?
So, I want you guys to share a really inspiring, motivating, uplifting, powerful, strong, courageous, brave. I'm just kidding.
How much was that?
I was like,
trying to count here.
No, but I want you to share a piece of advice for the people that are watching, and how that has helped you in your wellness journey. And so maybe we can start with Shayna.
Sure. Something that I really would like to share with you all today that has really helped me.
We're just gonna get you on here.
Okay.
Sorry. Something that has helped you.
Okay, so something that has helped me and continues to help me is to understand that our growth isn't linear. Instead of going in a line like this, mine looks like this. So kind of going back to what Trent said, thinking about where you started, even if you do have, one of these dips, one of these where you fall off the track dips, thinking about where you come is really important, but also a term that I like to use when I think about working on myself is self-compassionate personal development. Trademark. Just kidding. But what that means to me is, working on yourself to be a better relation for yourself, for others, for, the future generations. And yeah, I guess, I don't know what else I want to say with this, but yeah, that's kind of like the main gist of it. The self-compassion piece is really important because without self-compassion, if we do fall off track, it's really hard to get back on. And I think it's Jack Cornfield that said, if you're self-compassionate, or if you're let me start this over. If your compassion doesn't include yourself, then it is incomplete. And I think that's something that's really important. So overall, my piece of advice for you all is just to stay self-compassionate in your journey and be proud of yourself, because sometimes it's hard to do these things, but you have to be proud of yourself and the steps that you're taking to be a better person for yourself and those around you.
I love that.
Yo, Sheena.
Round of applause.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, Cree, you want to give her a try?
Sure. Okay, for me, what's been helping me do all this stuff is I'm just trying to be the person that I needed when I was a kid, when I was growing up in the res, and just being that typical little res kid, being crazy and doing dumb stuff on the res. Like, I always needed that person that was like, okay, kids, like, let's go to the gym, let's do this, let's be someone who's like inclusive. And so I feel like now that I'm older and I'm in that position to do that, I'm trying to be that person that I needed as a kid. So for me, that's a really big thing. And for me being a mom too, is that like, yeah, like there's no really guidebook on how to be a parent. And we're all just out here trying our best. We're all like failing, trying this, succeeding. We're trying this, we're trying that. Like I feel like there's no guidebook. So I feel like I really have to remember that, like, I just got to be easy on myself as well too, because you're your biggest critic. You're the one who is laying down with yourself at night, nobody else, and just like, you have to really be patient with yourself and take it easy and take a step back and remember to breathe. And what my mom always says is agame muk, never stop, don't give up. And I always I want to get that tatted on me somewhere, but I don't know where, maybe on my neck or something, but who knows? Just kidding. No, but like that always stuck with me. And I just feel like there's lots to talk about on this part, because there's a lot that I can relate to, and when I'm feeling down and stuff, and I always got to remember who I am, where I come from, and keep myself grounded, and remember like to be humble about your success and be humble about where you come from and where you're going, and just to keep yourself grounded. So yeah.
Thank you, Cree, for those amazing words.
Mm-hmm. Can't wait to see the tattoo.
But thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed listening to your perspectives on all these different things that were brought up today. And I know that it can be difficult to come on to a live stream like this. And I know podcasting is new to a lot of us, and it's difficult, and it's hard to push ourselves out of our comfort zone. And I know each and every one of us probably had to do that, and to really motivate yourself to get out of that comfort zone and push yourself to be here. So thank you for those really amazing words. Yeah, thank you so much. I will see you in the background.
Yeah.
Trent, I know you have some amazing words to share with the people. do you want to give a piece of advice?
I was gonna grab my scroll really quick. I have it on my scroll. My advice would be
Yeah, for sure.
my
Okay.
advice would be don't
Take
wait.
the stage. Oh, that's us.
What?
There you go.
My advice to give would be don't wait. Like if you wait around, you may not ever get to where you want to be. Like set your goals and work towards them because no one else is gonna do what you want. Like if you want to go to space, you have to do certain things to get there. So it's not going to get handed to you. I'll tell you the one thing that I've learned the hard way is like not everything's going to be handed to you. So set your goals and start them. Start working towards them. Don't wait on others because you could be waiting forever. So that's about it.
That's important. Just start, right?
Yeah,
you
like
so much,
you
Trent.
start somewhere. So
Yeah.
You do. Don't wait, guys. Just go for it. Thank you
Mhm.
so much, Trent, for being here. I really appreciate it. And yeah, it was just nice to share this space with you tonight, this evening. And thank you for being a part of our very first episode of the Newo Wellness podcast.
yeah, thanks for having me. It was great.
See you in the background.
See ya.
Awesome. So that was an amazing first episode. And I know it is hard to get out of that comfort zone and to want to, share some information, some advice with the people out there. And it is difficult to do. And I'm so glad and I'm so truly inspired that we are able to do this podcast because this is something that I wanted to do with Newo Wellness. This is something that I was looking forward to doing as I had taken a big break from podcasting, and I think it's just an amazing platform to share personal experiences, to encourage one another, to support one another, and definitely spread the Newo Wellness energy that we have. So, Shayna, thank you for coming on.
Thank you so much for coming to my house and doing this.
Thank you for coming to my house, she said. Be who you needed when you were younger. Absolutely love that. Thank you, Serafina. Be someone who's inclusive. I love that one. Thank you, Shay, for tuning in. I just want to say I thank you guys, Nanaskaman. I am so grateful for those that were able to tune in on today's episode. It's been fantastic, and I cannot wait for the next episodes ahead that will be coming soon. But something that we purposely did was make this live so that we could connect with you guys who are watching, and that is extremely important to us. So don't be shy. If you want to comment something, if you have a question, feel free to share with us. This is all a learning experience for every single one of us, and yeah, don't be shy. We're always here to listen, and we're always here to share ideas, connect, and network with each other. So that's what we do. We are all a big family and sharing wellness. So this is a space to grow and nourish all aspects of self. I thank you guys for coming on. Peace out.
Thank you all. Have a
See
good
you
night.
guys.